Rachel Maddow went to Dick Cheney's funeral yesterday. We can do this, people. It's Thanksgiving. Do yourself a favor, get over yourself, and go have it with your family.
The far left has now set its sights on Thanksgiving, and it's getting genuinely alarming. They went after Halloween, took shots at Father's Day, and now their newest target is one of the most cherished holidays in America. As always, Maher steps in with his trademark wit and no-holds-barred style, roasting the far left for trying to strip joy from simple, harmless traditions that bring people together. There's a lot to break down here, so let's dive in.
Happy Thanksgiving. I can't believe that even that now is a political issue. It is a real shame what's happened to this holiday, which used to be all about the good F's, food, friends, family, football, fun. And now it's you. You're not even invited because you voted for the wrong person. I'm so tired of liberals ghosting half this country. Conservatives do it too, but not nearly as much. Look, whoever's doing it, it's got to stop, because we're at a point now where politics has broken up more families than letting your wife see your phone.
You may have seen this clip before, but the real lesson goes much deeper. Maher is calling out the far left's nonstop attacks on Thanksgiving, a day meant to bring people together, not drive them apart. He argues that the far left seems willing to celebrate only if everyone at the table shares the exact same ideology, turning a holiday about gratitude into a political purity test. Maher exposes just how absurd that mindset is. He reminds us that Thanksgiving is supposed to be about family, connection, warmth, and simple human joy, not about enforcing rigid political loyalty or policing what people are allowed to think or say over dinner.
On the liberal side, there's two camps now. The we need to keep talking to people wing and the go no contact wing. That's what they call it now, go no contact. This belief that Trump voters, even if it's your own parents, are too deplorable for human contact and must be cut off. You know, like Scientologists do to suppressive people. A former speechwriter for Obama named David Litt wrote an op-ed this year called, "Is it time to stop snubbing your right-wing family?" where he admitted he'd had a change of heart and that was the wrong approach. So, of course, then the woke wing tried to banish him for breaking ranks on their policy of hating people who don't agree with you on everything, because what fun is life if you're not cutting somebody off?
The far left always seems to find something wrong with everything, turning even the simplest traditions into political battlegrounds. They attacked Father's Day as patriarchal. They turned Halloween into a lecture about problematic costumes. And now Thanksgiving is under fire because, according to them, it forces people to sit with relatives who don't share their worldview. Some even claim there's nothing to be thankful for, dismissing a holiday built entirely around gratitude, family, and togetherness. This non-stop nitpicking takes celebrations meant to unite us and twists them into sources of division. It's a stark reminder that the joy of simple traditions is being politicized, leaving holidays vulnerable to ideological outrage instead of being moments of shared happiness.
Molly McNerney, Jimmy Kimmel's wife and head writer, went public on this topic recently, so I feel it's fair to comment respectfully in public. She says she's lost relationships with relatives because she wrote them an email before the election with 10 reasons why they shouldn't vote for Trump, and some still didn't obey. So, you know, 10 reasons. I could think of 100. But I would never present it to someone as an ultimatum. Ultimatums don't make people rethink their politics. They make them rethink you.
And he's right. Telling people to skip Thanksgiving just because you're upset or disagree with others says far more about you than the holiday itself. It's a silent reveal of character. Thanksgiving is supposed to be about gratitude, reflection, and connection. Yet some let ideology completely overshadow basic human decency. What does it say about our culture when people refuse to share a meal or show appreciation just because of differing opinions? Maher's point lands hard. Gratitude shouldn't be conditional, and turning Thanksgiving into a political test exposes bitterness, not virtue.
Somewhere along the way, my values became code for I'm the only one with the moral compass. You know what would have been a better exercise? Write a top 10 list to yourself where you try to imagine 10 reasons why 77 million Americans didn't want to trust you with taking power. And I say that as someone who votes Democratic. As I like to remind my very pure friends, we voted for the same person. You're just why she lost.
And he's right.
During his presidency, Trump had nearly half of America passionately backing his policies and vision. But the truth is, no election will ever have everyone on the same side. It's simply impossible. That's why respecting diverse opinions is essential, even when they clash with our own. Healthy debate and differing perspectives are what keep democracy alive. Instead of dismissing or vilifying people for their choices, we should recognize the variety of voices in politics and engage with them thoughtfully.
Do you really not get it at this point? Everything with him is done through personal relationships. He's a people guy. Trust me, he's not at home at night poring over the briefing books. This is government by people is saying. If anything, we need more people like me having dinner with him. You complain he's surrounded by ass-kissers, but your strategy is to make sure no one but ass-kissers are around him. You are not serious people.
And here's the main reason so many left-leaning critics are so unhappy this Thanksgiving. Trump is in power. His presence in the White House sends them into a frenzy. Rather than processing political disappointment like adults, they turn him into a cartoon villain, obsessively attacking him every chance they get. They mock, exaggerate, and portray him as the embodiment of everything wrong in the world. Yet most know surprisingly little about who he really is, what he stands for, or the policies he's enacted. Their anger is loud, reactive, and driven by emotion rather than facts. Instead of separating personal politics from national traditions, they let resentment ruin a holiday meant for gratitude, family, and reflection. Rather than pausing to give thanks or simply coexist peacefully for a day, they choose bitterness, a selective outrage that says far more about their mindset than it does about Trump.
Rachel Maddow went to Dick Cheney's funeral yesterday. We can do this, people. It's Thanksgiving. Do yourself a favor, get over yourself, and go have it with your family.
Yes, it's Thanksgiving, and nothing should stop you from discussing differences, as long as it's done calmly and respectfully. That's what makes family gatherings meaningful. You can disagree, debate, even clash a little, yet still share a meal and appreciate each other. It's far better than cutting off family just because you don't like how they voted or what they believe. That's not strength or principle. It's emotional, counterproductive, and petty. Thanksgiving is meant to be bigger than politics. It's a moment to pause, reconnect, and remember what still binds us together, even in a divided world. Walking away over an election or a candidate shows just how easily political tension can outweigh genuine connection. Mature people can sit at the same table, hear perspectives they disagree with, and still find reasons to be grateful. Refusing to show up over politics isn't bold. It's letting frustration take priority over family, gratitude, and tradition.
Don't be a hypocrite and defend attacks on speech from the left, because you either get the concept or you don't. And sadly, a lot of people don't anymore. Yes, mostly the young who were never taught it by their derelict educational system. But also Lisa Cook. She's the Fed board member Trump is trying to fire for bullshit reasons, and they are bullshit. But when she tried to get another professor fired because he once, according to one student, was less than rapturous about Martin Luther King Day, no, she should know better. She said free speech should have its limits. Yes, it should, and does. And this comes nowhere close to them.
The problem isn't just holidays. The left has also grown hostile toward free speech. The moment your opinion doesn't perfectly align with their worldview, they don't just disagree, they mobilize. They cancel, label, and create a climate where speaking up feels risky. It's no longer about debating ideas. It's about punishment. Online, they dig into your past, blast you publicly, and pressure institutions to act. Sometimes that spills into workplaces, turning simple disagreements into attacks on your reputation. And some take it further, trying to isolate you personally, urging friends, or even your spouse to cut ties. This isn't tolerance. It's not progress. It's ideological intimidation disguised as moral superiority. Instead of defending diversity of thought, Outrage is weaponized to silence anyone who steps out of line, leaving a culture where people are afraid to speak, question, or even think for themselves.
Also can't become what the UK is now, a place where you get arrested for tweets, something that happens 12,000 times a year now in Britain. Last week, the Irish sitcom writer Graham Linehan, who's won an Emmy and 5 BAFTA awards, got off a plane at Heathrow and got arrested by 5 British cops. Not because he was selling drones to the Houthis, just because he's a crank who spends way too much time online ranting about gender ideology, which is an odd obsession for a comedian from across the pond, because if men weren't allowed to dress as women, British comedy wouldn't exist.
Some argue America could have faced the same free speech challenges as Britain if the DNC had stayed in power. We're already seeing the UK spiral into a strange era where people get arrested for posts, jokes, or online comments, and critics believe Democrats were headed down that path, only faster. Had they stayed in control, speech restrictions might have intensified, with government scrutiny for opinions that strayed from the approved narrative. Critics love to highlight Trump clashing with media outlets, and yes, he pushed back hard. But they conveniently ignore that many of these outlets went after him first, labeling him, twisting stories, and launching coordinated smear campaigns aimed at undermining not just his policies, but his entire presidency. Trump's pushback wasn't an attack on free speech. It was a counterpunch. The real danger, critics argue, wasn't Trump fighting the press. It was a political movement eager to punish its own citizens for thinking differently, and that's what makes ideological overreach so alarming.
But in the words of that great Brit, Ricky Gervais, if you don't believe in a person's right to say things that you might find grossly offensive, then you don't believe in freedom of speech. You shouldn't have to eat your words at the airport. The chicken Alfredo on the flight was bad enough. So, Linehan may be crude, but there's plenty of non-crazy people, liberal people, who think the left has gone a little mad with trans issues. Some have expressed that opinion with literary sophistication, like J.K. Rowling. Some by getting big laughs, like Dave Chappelle. And some are downright ugly about it, like Linehan. But ugly is the price of a freedom so great as speech.
Getting offended is part of living in a free society. Freedom of speech means accepting that people will say things you don't like, disagree with, or even find irritating. That's the price and the privilege of open expression. Sure, speech has limits. It doesn't protect threats, incitement, or harassment. But it absolutely protects political opinions, uncomfortable ideas, and perspectives that challenge us. What it doesn't protect is canceling someone just for thinking differently. Disagreeing is normal. Destroying someone's career, reputation, or relationships over it is not. That's not accountability. It's authoritarianism disguised as moral virtue. A healthy society debates ideas rather than attacking people. It allows nuance, complexity, and honest disagreement. Cancel culture, by contrast, treats every opposing view as a personal threat and every difference of opinion as reason for social exile. True freedom of speech means defending ideas we dislike as fiercely as those we support. Without that, freedom isn't freedom. It's silence enforced by fear. A society that can't tolerate disagreement cannot call itself free. Holidays, family gatherings, even political debates, these shouldn't be battlegrounds where one side demands total conformity. Respecting differing opinions and protecting open expression are the foundations of a healthy democracy. Thanksgiving reminds us that gratitude, connection, and dialogue matter far more than outrage, and freedom survives only when we protect it together. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more.